introduce wetland warrior, one of many that we have with us today, Jonathan Henderson. Can you come up here, please? I've known Jonathan for a long time. He is a New Orleans native. He also is the founding president of Vanishing Earth, which is an environmental watchdog and investigative journalism organization. So, Jonathan, why you do this stuff?
Hello, everybody. I'm from New Orleans. I went to Lusher, McMain, Ben Franklin. I went to LSU. I went to UL Lafayette, and I went to Southern University Law Center. But I'm from New Orleans, right? And then in 2010, I was knee-deep in oil for the whole summer, watching dead dolphins gasping for air, washing up on our beaches, looking at drowning pelicans, looking at the faces of horror and shock and trauma on our shrimpers, from the Vietnamese community to the Cajuns to the African Americans. Everybody suffered. Everybody suffered in New Orleans. Everybody suffered here. But we are going to get flooded again, and we are going to get surged again. But it's what we do now that will determine how bad it's going to be for future generations. You know, and what they're doing in the Superdome today is criminal.
That's right.
The site, the location of so much trauma and suffering. You know, our people, my people, and they act like it's okay that they can go in to the Superdome and auction off 43 million acres of the Gulf of Mexico so that all that carbon can get burned and come back as a storm surge in our communities. It's crazy.
So our next speaker is a sister of mine. Cherie Foughton is a journalist, mother of 6, resident of South Louisiana. She walked all the way to Washington, D.C. to tell them that the BP oil spill was whack, and that we were tired of it, and she's still out here doing this work. So Cherie, can you come up here?
Oh yeah, so beautiful. What a beautiful crowd. Thank you so much for coming out. I know it's early, and I just want to say that I appreciate you. And can we say thank you to all the wonderful art and the artists that we have? I know they worked all the way through the night. It's just so gorgeous and so moving. I mean, I know that the people here are aware. I know that you're understanding. You know that we lose a football field an hour in Louisiana and in the Gulf of land, and you know that leaves us more vulnerable to hurricanes. It takes us closer to the hurricanes, and you know that rising seas is taking land as we speak in Ile de Jean Charles and in other parts of the Gulf of Mexico. Now today when we go out there, there's going to be some counter-protesters, some people that have been sent by industry, and they're talking up jobs. They're saying we need to put food on the table, and they're absolutely right. We do. We need to. I'm not denying that at all. But look, if it was about job creation, we have 27,000 abandoned oil wells in the Gulf of Mexico. But yet we have oil workers that are out of work and drawing food stamps and Medicaid. We need to get them out there cleaning up the mess that by law those oil companies are supposed to take care of. If it was about job creation, there's plenty out there to do, but they're not being allowed to do that because the oil companies are not being made to be responsible, right? So looking, if the 43 million acres does get drilled now, and then there's 47 million up next year. I don't know if anybody can wrap their head around that. So just with the 43 million, that's the entire state of Louisiana plus half of the state of Mississippi. If you can think about that, that's the size that they're auctioning off, right? Now think about when that oil comes out of the ground, where does it go? It goes to our refinery communities that are mostly communities of color who unjustly bear the burden of energy extraction already. It's going to go into the air, it's going to go into the lungs of young people, and it's going to continue to make our people sick. And then when they're done with the oil refuse that they take out there, they're going to take to other communities, mostly poor and of color, and they're going to put it in landfills, open-air toxic pits like in Grand Bois, Louisiana. From beginning to end, the fossil fuel industry is a carousel of death that we must get off. We are in a domestic abuse situation with the oil industry. And we keep going back. We don't have to go back. Enough is enough. You know what? I mean, the thing is, we do know better. We know now that we can make Louisiana and all of the Gulf of Mexico 100% renewable if we invest in that. It's time to do that. And you know what else? We're here today because we're saying we value ourselves. We value our future and we value our children. Okay? So thank you for taking this first step, because if they think this is the last time this is going to happen, they are sorely wrong. This is the beginning of a new day for the people of the Gulf of Mexico. And we are taking that stand through self-determination, through just transition. We will protect our babies. We will keep our families safe. We will restore our land and our property, and we're going to do it together.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.